If we had entered the hall on December the 16th, 1565, a magnificent spectacle would have appeared before our eyes. We would have been able to mingle with hundreds of noble princes and ladies of various origins, German, Austrian, Tuscan, and we would have enjoyed a pleasant theatrical comedy, La Cofanaria, with musical interludes. Sitting near the stage, we would have found Prince Francesco I dei Medici and his new bride, Giovanna of Austria, while we would be sitting with the nobility along the sides of the hall. After the show, almost in disbelief, we would have been invited to feast on a delicious banquet consisting of several servings, together with great helpings of fruits and vegetables. 12 impressive lights would have lit the hall, which itself would have been embellished for the occasion with depictions of all of Tuscany, the kingdom of the Medici. Of course, it would not have been by chance that we had happened to visit the palace that day. As it happens, we would have been taking part in the celebrations for the wedding of Francesco I dei Medici and Giovanna of Austria. Francesco was the eldest son of the Duke of Tuscany, Cosimo I, and Giovanna, the niece of the very powerful Emperor Carlo V. Their marriage strengthened the alliance between the Medici and the Empire. A magnificent celebration had been planned, and the court artist Giorgio Vasari arrived exhausted that day. For months he had been laboring tirelessly to finish the works on time. A huge undertaking, very important, and if not beyond my mind, perhaps beyond my strengths. In fact, the hall had been created long before, at the end of the 15th century, when Florence was a republic, spiritually dominated by a charismatic Dominican friar, Girolamo Savonarola. The monk had promised the establishment of a very numerous higher council. All citizens over the age of 29, who were up to date with their tax payments, and whose ancestors had held positions of importance in the magistrate offices, were invited to take part. There would have been more than 1,500 councilmen, which would require a large hall that could seat at least 500 people at a time. The Salone dei Cinquecento, the Hall of the 500. There were seats for the lords and the judges, benches for the citizens, a bigoncia, a tub for prayer, and an altar adorned with a painting, an altarpiece commissioned first to Filippino Lippi, and then, upon his death, to Fra Bartolomeo. The room was austere in all respects, to the point that Vasari would define it a few decades later as blind of light, dwarfed with little height, almost entirely out of proportion.